Hello everyone and welcome to Self Love You. Today I'm going to do a video called How It Feels to Be Scapegoated. And I want to talk to you about the process of being scapegoated to the best of my ability. Being scapegoated in a narcissistic family system is to be the container or the dumping point for all the negative projections of the narcissist system. So anyone can play the role of the scapegoat. It is usually transferred from different person to person within the family system, depending on who is being triangulated at the time or depending upon what alliances are created. Scapegoating occurs when people are out of touch with their own reality, with their own feelings, with their own thoughts, with their own truth, and it occurs when someone is enmeshed with others and incapable of operating independently as a whole person. And whenever they're operating in a clump with other people in a family system. What happens whenever you're scapegoated, you're basically being persecuted. It's in a part of the drama triangle with the persecutor, rescuer, and victim. Persecutor, rescuer, and victim. It's this game that narcissist and the narcissist family system play where each person will play a role and one person is being persecuted while the other is being rescued. And then each person in the triangle will change positions. So the rescuer will become the persecutor or will become the victim. And it's this lack of intimacy. It's this dance that is portrayed, that is conducted instead of true interaction, instead of true relating, instead of true relationship. So it's the victim triangle, the drama triangle, and this occurs. In this process, in these family systems, you see that a person is scapegoated, and more often than not, or the pattern is that you have one person who is in the family who is the black sheep, who is really holding all the negative projections, because these narcissist family systems, these people split. They have the splitting mechanism because it's an immature thought process of splitting people into all good or to all bad, into on a pedestal or off the pedestal. So in the scapegoating process, the narcissist family system has to make someone all bad, and someone has to hold all the negative, and everything that you do is really put under the microscope and put into a negative light. When you grow up in a family system where you have been the scapegoat or the black sheep, and what's so interesting is in different generations, you might be the black sheep to the family overall, but in your smaller family dynamic, like your mom and your dad, you may be the golden child. But in the family overall, you may be the black sheep. So, grandmothers and aunts and things like that. So you can be the container for all the negative projections. Okay, so whenever you are the scapegoat, what happens is if you're raised as a scapegoat, you're raised to think of yourself in the ways that they have placed you in this role that they have put you in. So you have thought patterns that are repetitively reminding you of how these people feel about you. And the reason that you know how these people feel about you is because you've heard them talk about other people in the past, and you know how they talk about other people, and you know how they're talking about you. You know how they scapegoat. So when you're just, being yourself and doing your thing, and you, as a scapegoated person who wasn't taught your true self, who was ostracized from your true self, who was taught to abandon yourself, to abandon your feelings, abandon your truth, you, as the scapegoat, are taught to get into this role, to play into this role, and you actually internalize these voices of these people that are saying negative things about you, and you begin to say them to yourself, and you remember, and you don't differentiate. You're not differentiated from you don't know your truth. You don't know your higher self. You don't know your power. You're disempowered if you're a scapegoat. And so what happens is you can walk into a family dynamic where you have, okay, let's say you've healed. That's kind of what I understand right now is, you've come to a place where you understand your truth. You understand your feelings. You understand your thoughts. You believe yourself. You validate yourself. You recognize invalidation. You recognize the truth from the non-truth. You know that you do not have to you don't have to operate by guilt, fear, obligation. You know that your inner truth guides your way, and you're not guided by these external forces that would have you feel guilty and bad and ashamed and unworthy and more easy to manipulate and control and to dominate and to, take what's yours. So once you become a healed person and you walk into this subjugated environment, you're a scapegoat where everyone expects you to hold all the negative of the family projections, where maybe you played the role in the past. One thing a scapegoated person might do is, feel that they owe people money for breathing. Oh, I'm breathing. Thank you for listening to me breathe. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you I know you're so much better than me. It's this whole schema of less than. It's a less than schema. And so you're just grateful that anybody would even let you be alive. It's this horrible existence that once you grow and once you heal and once you come out from under shame, guilt, the fog, fear, obligation, and guilt, the fog, fear, obligation, and guilt. Once you come out from under that and you can begin to interact with people that formerly scapegoated you, it's a very interesting experience. And if you were formerly scapegoated, then you were taught to scapegoat. So I'm not saying that you're innocent, because you probably scapegoated other people. And that probably was a pattern for you if you learned that in your upbringing. So it's just a pattern of relating that's dysfunctional, that is anti-self, that is anti-relational, and it's impossible to grow and get close if you are constantly playing these drama games, because people are afraid of who they truly are. So if you're scapegoated and you walk into an environment where scapegoating is no longer effective, it's just a beautiful experience, because it's not beautiful that other people are scapegoating. That's not beautiful. But you learn that it doesn't really matter what these people think about me. It doesn't matter if they think what I'm doing is okay. It doesn't matter. It takes away all of their power when you heal and learn that they're scapegoating and you don't deserve it. And, they may not think what you do is correct, but if you think you're correct and you're correct, you can walk in power, walk in your own power, walk in, just this power of, what? You can, whatever. You don't like me? Okay. I love me. You don't think that I do the right things? Well, I think I do the right things. And it's an interesting dynamic to grow from that, because inside you hear this voice, and then your own voice kind of combats it in this beautiful way, not rude, not pushing away, not clinging to, but just being really non-resistant. And you're like, wow, that's an interesting thought, that you actually can hear this narcissistic cackle about how you're not good enough, or how you should have done this, or how you should have done that, or look at her, or look at that. And you actually hear it within. And so it's really awesome to externalize that voice and go, you know what? That's not even relevant here. That's actually a waste of my time, because at the end of the day, nothing really happens. Nothing bad happens. You think that, oh my gosh, I'm filled with guilt. I'm filled with obligation. I'm so bad. But at the end of the day, you find out when you just stand there and you just be and you just are, that they can go ahead and be who they are, and they can go ahead and talk negative about you and whisper about you and make little negative digs at you behind your back or even to your face. And when that happens, you can just walk away and go, I see what that is. I see that for what it is. It's scapegoating. It's not true. It's not a part of who I am. I love the fact that I know who I am. I love the fact that I am confident in who I am. I love the fact that I can follow my own truth, and my own truth speaks so clearly. And I know when my own truth tells me that there's something I need to do, and I know how to move forward in my truth, and I know how to stop in my truth, and I know how to be in my truth without feeling obligated, guilty, or made to feel a certain way, because people can't make me feel anyway, because I am my own person. And so it's beautiful to grow, and to grow out of the drama triangle dynamic, to grow into a more interrelational pattern, even if, you know, you have to start within in order to do it, because it's difficult to come out of, because you are stuck, generally speaking, in a group of people that are still in it, and you're trying to get out of it, but everyone around you is in it, and everyone you draw towards you is in it, because you have that programming within. And so it's just a process. It's a process of awareness. It's a process of practice, just like doing yoga practice or gymnastics or karate. It's a self-healing, self-creation process. And you can come out of the scapegoated role. You can come out of the black sheep role. I'm not saying it's easy, and I don't think many would do it. So if you're sitting here listening to me right now, kudos to you, because it does take a lot to figure this stuff out and to grow and heal. But once you do, you do. You know, you never finish, just like that spiral behind me, the healing spiral, because each time we get to a new level, it's just a repeat of things we've already learned, and it's like a healing spiral, and that's what it's all about. It's about healing in our heart, healing from that role of the scapegoat, and healing from and learning to just embrace who you are and stand in who you are, and not feel guilty, and not feel obligated, and not feel fear. Those are the three biggies that you get to overcome when you come to a place of inner healing. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, leave a comment. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.